Go ahead and start standing in the center of your mat here. Placing the feet either fully together or hip distance apart. Whatever feels comfortable for you and your body today. As we come standing in our mountain pose, bring attention and awareness towards the soles of your feet. As you take a full breath in, feeling the breath traveling in through the nose and down the back of the throat, coming into the lungs, and continuing to travel down to the soles of the feet. Inhaling and exhaling. Allowing the fingertips to rest here, no tension or stress. Noticing if you're super tight through the legs, maybe you're holding on very strong today, tightening up all of the muscles in the legs, or maybe you're able to move with ease, the slight little bend in the legs, and maybe you sway a little bit back and forth or side to side. There's no right or wrong, it's just taking awareness, tuning into your own body and noticing where you're at today. As you breathe in and breathe out, lifting the chest, tucking the tailbone, each exhale. Drawing the navel in towards the spine. Imagine that the spine is long, and with each inhale and exhale, it only grows longer. The crown of the head reaches towards the sky, and the tailbone pulls down towards the ground. Feel space being created in the torso as we lift the rib cage away from the hips. We'll start today with alternate nostril breathing. Go ahead and take your right hand and place it over your belly button. You can keep the gaze closed or slightly open the eyes if you would like to. We're just going to keep the thumb and the pinky finger extended of the left hand here. All of the other fingers can go ahead and close in. And then place your thumb over the left nostril, blocking the passage of the left nostril, so that when we inhale, the breath is only coming in through the right side. Taking a breath in, noticing the aromas following in with the air. Pausing here before you exhale, we're going to switch our fingers and place the pinky over the right nostril, still holding the breath. And then once the left nostril is exposed, go ahead and breathe the air out through the left nostril. Inhaling through the left side, pausing, and then switching fingers. Exhaling through the right nostril, and inhaling through the right nostril. Pausing to switch, feeling the right hand lift with each inhale and fall with each exhale. Switching for the exhale. Inhaling the right side. Pausing and switching. Moving at your own breath pace now. Noticing the concentration that comes along with this breathing. practice this breathing pattern because it helps both the left and the right side of the brain to turn on. It helps both the left and right side of the body. It brings awareness and a deeper connection between the left and the right hemispheres. So we inhale and lift our chest towards the sky. And we exhale, pulling the navel towards the spine. Keeping the shoulders loose and away from the ears. Take 1 to 2 more breath cycles here with your own breath pace. And when you're ready, go ahead and gently make your way back to mountain pose. Taking note of how the nostrils maybe feel more open as we've helped to create and cultivate extra room within each canal. We've brought awareness, more attention to both the left and the right sides of our brains and our bodies. We help to bind them through connection of our breath. Take a moment here in mountain pose to appreciate the left and the right hemispheres and your breathing. Gently begin to open your eyes as you make your way towards the top edge of your yoga mat. So when we come to the top of our yoga mat here, we're going to bring our legs to a slight bend as we reach our palms and our fingers down towards the earth to come up over our heads. Bringing the fingertips to touch over our heads. If there's space in the shoulders here, if there's no space, feel free to keep the arms open wide here. Keeping the shoulders drawn down the backs of the body, try to draw that navel in towards the spine and keep those hips tucked underneath you so that the tailbone is pointing towards the ground. Inhaling, lifting the rib cage off the hips. And as you exhale, a big bend in the knees as we make our way all the way down towards our toes here. Coming slowly in towards the earth, releasing the fingertips, the head and the neck, the low back. Inhaling. Exhaling. With the next inhale, let's take our fingertips towards our toes as we come up to our flat back. Inhaling, elbows reach towards the back wall. Crown reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. Nice, strong, flat back, drawing the navel towards the spine. As you exhale and bring it all the way down towards the ground. Inhaling and relaxing everything over. As you exhale, feel the crown pulling closer towards the mat. With the next inhale, we'll sweep our fingers down to come up over our head as we come all the way back up. Fingers reaching towards the sky. Lifting here. Maybe we bump our hips forward slightly here as the fingers reach up and back as we come into a slight back bend. Exhaling down towards mountain. Feeling the rush of blood coming back in through the arms and the fingertips. Let's inhale, fingers down to come up here once again. Lifting and reaching, creating space in the torso and the spine. Exhale, reaching it all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, we'll come to our flat back. And exhale, releasing everything back down. Allowing the palms to come in towards the mat here. Maybe you have to bend your knees a little bit more deeply to allow this to happen. And once you feel like the pressures in all 10 fingertips, we can start to walk the feet back, coming into our plank pose here. Fingertips directly under the shoulders, feet directly behind the hips, engaging the abdominal wall by drawing the navel towards the spine, reaching the shoulders away from the ears. Nice strong upper back body. On the next exhale, we'll drop the knees towards the earth, untucking the toes as we slowly make our way down onto our bellies. Pressing in with the tops of our feet, we'll come up to our baby cobra on our inhale, gently lifting the chin and the chest off the earth, pulling the elbows and the shoulders towards the back wall. Exhale, releasing back down towards the mat. When you're ready, on your inhale, we'll roll the shoulders back as we press all the way up into our plank pose. And inhale, coming into our downward facing dog. Maybe we walk it out a moment here, one leg at a time, bending and straightening. Pressing in towards the mat through all 10 fingertips here, rotating the elbow creases towards the front wall. And lifting the hips high towards the sky. Really draw the navel up and in towards the spine. And then exhale, we'll slowly walk our feet all the way back up towards our hands here. Towards the front edge of the mat, making your way slowly so that you could feel the muscles as you move. Noticing the tight areas in the legs. Inhaling to flat back, drawing the fingers up the legs, reaching long through the spine. And exhaling all the way back down towards the mat. Bending through the knees, we'll sweep our fingers down to come up all the way over our heads here as we reach towards the sky and create room in the torso. Inhaling and exhaling all the way down towards our mountain pose. Gently close your eyes for a moment here. As we check in with our bodies after one full sun salutation. Let's note here if our heart rate has picked up a little, if our breathing has quickened. Maybe the breathing feels heavier. Noticing your balance, the weight of your legs. Do the legs still feel heavy? Or maybe they're starting to feel like there's blood freely moving throughout the legs. Bringing awareness towards the arms and the hands, the shoulders and the upper back body. Can you feel the blood freely flowing through the arms? Or do they still feel sore, tight, and stiff? If you're still feeling a little bit sore and stiff in any of your limbs, let's just bring extra awareness as we move through our next few sun salutations. Really bringing a full breath to these areas. When we concentrate on these areas and really bring the breath, we help to open and create extra space. Gently open your eyes here. As we inhale, gently bending the knees, we'll sweep our fingertips down to come up here, reaching up towards the sky, lifting the rib cage away from the hips, tucking the tailbone under. Imagine the space being created. Feel the blood draining from the fingertips here. As you exhale, we'll reach it all the way down towards the toes here, bending deeply through the knees, resting the chest on the thighs, relaxing the head and the neck over. Maybe we shake it from left to right. On your next inhale, we'll come up to our flat back, pulling the fingertips up the legs, reaching long through the spine, lifting the chest away from the earth, pulling the shoulder blades together, exhaling, releasing it all back down towards the mat, placing all 10 fingertips and palms in towards the ground. As we step back to plank pose here, let's walk back with the opposite foot this time. So if you walked back with the right foot before, go ahead and step back this time with the left. Bringing that awareness towards the left and the right hemispheres of our brains and our bodies again, just like that alternate breath breathing. If you have no other intentions for today's practice, see if you can just bring awareness towards the left and right sides of your body. Really drawing the navel up and in towards the spine. With the next exhale, bringing the knees down towards the mat, uncurling the toes, we'll slowly release all the way down towards our bellies, keeping the elbows tucked in towards the body. And on your inhale, we'll come up to baby cobra, elbows and shoulders reaching towards the back wall as we lift the chin and the chest off the mat. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, let's press through the fingertips as we come all the way back up to plank, curling the toes underneath you. Pausing in plank for one breath cycle, building strength in the upper body, reaching the heels towards the back wall. And then let's exhale, coming into our downward facing dog. Lifting the hips high. If you need to walk the legs out here once again, do that. Listening to your body. Noticing if you need to bring that extra breath or need that extra walk out in your legs today. Really pressing the shoulders towards the thighs here, helping to lift the tailbone even higher, creating length in the spine. And as you exhale, we'll slowly take our gaze towards our fingertips and make our way all the way back towards the top. Walking the feet out, the legs out, one at a time so you feel the stretch coming up through both legs. Once you get towards the top edge, we'll pull the fingers up, coming to our flat back. Feeling stronger with each lift in this flat back here. Feeling straighter through the spine. And exhale, we'll reach everything back down towards the mat. Relaxing the head and the neck over. Let's inhale, sweeping the fingertips down towards the mat to come all the way up over our head here. Reaching high towards the sky, lifting. And as you exhale, releasing everything back down in towards your mountain pose. Again, feeling the blood rushing in through the fingertips and the arms. Inhaling, noticing your balance. Bringing awareness to the circulation of our blood and our breath. Try that again. Let's inhale, bending the knees, bringing the hands over our head here. Reaching high towards the sky. Lifting the rib cage away from the hips. Finding new length. Exhale, bringing it all down towards the mat here. Really releasing everything in towards the ground. As you inhale, we'll draw the fingers towards the legs, coming to our flat back. Really reaching the elbows and the shoulders towards that back wall. Crown pulls forward. Low rib cage pulls in towards the spine. As you exhale it all back down towards the mat here. Placing the fingers in towards the mat. And then choosing whichever foot you would like to step back with this time. We've stepped back once with each foot here. Pressing in towards the yoga mat through all 10 fingertips. Reaching the tailbone, the heels back. Drawing the navel in towards the spine, rib cage in towards the spine. If you'd like to, you could lower your knees here, or we'll come all the way down towards our bellies with straight legs, keeping the elbows in towards the spine. Let's exhale all the way down towards our belly. Uncurling the toes. As you inhale, lifting the chest and chin away from the earth. Exhale all the way back down. Let's try that one more time as we inhale, come up to baby cobra. Exhale, we lower. Curling the toes underneath you. If you'd like to try this, coming into plank with straight legs, you'll curl the toes under. Otherwise, you can just come up to your knees here as we press in towards the mat. Pulling the shoulder blades together behind us, we can come up to our knees and then to plank, or you can come all the way up to plank with your straight knees. Pausing here. Building strength in the upper body through the core and reaching those heels towards the back wall to really build strength in the legs. Feeling the entire body working here. On the next exhale, we'll bend the knees as we reach the hips and the tailbone towards the sky, coming into our downward facing dog. Pressing in through all 10 fingertips, rotating the elbow creases forward. With each exhale, lowering the heels closer in towards the mat. Each inhale, you draw the rib cage closer towards the thighs. And then slowly start to make your way all the way towards the front edge of the mat here. Walking your way up, noticing the stretch in the backs of the legs. Relaxing the head and neck over. If it feels good, you could grab the opposite elbows here, really releasing everything. Rocking the head and the neck from left to right, forward and back. Maybe sway the elbows here. Keeping a nice big bend in the knees so that helps to release the low back. And belly resting on the thighs. As you breathe in here, see if you can really take awareness of your surroundings. What's it smell like? What's it hear like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? What can you see? Whether the eyes are open or closed. Releasing the elbows here, we'll come up to our flat back as we inhale. Lifting the upper body. Exhaling, releasing it all the way down. This time we'll roll up one vertebrae at a time. Fingers tracing the legs as we slowly tuck the spine under, the tailbone under, rolling up slowly. Noticing the grounding in the soles of the feet. Rolling the shoulders down the back of the body once you reach the top. Rotating. That feels nice here. Go ahead and close your eyes here one more time as we stand in mountain pose. Bring an awareness towards your balance, left and right sides of the body. Allowing the breath and the blood to circle through, feeding you oxygen and nutrients where your body needs it the most. Allowing your breath to be rhythmic and meditative. Gently open your eyes as we sweep our fingertips up towards the sky here. Feeling the blood rushing out of the fingers, shoulders rooting down the back of the body. And exhale, we'll release everything down towards the mat here. We'll come in towards a ball here as the fingers reach forward in front of us. We'll bend our knees, reaching our hips towards our heels. If you need to, you can always walk the hands out a little bit further here. Once you find this nice little ball shape, see if you can bring awareness towards the soles of the feet here. Stretching through the backs of the feet. Maybe you play around with that a little bit as you pull the knees forward. You feel a deeper stretch, reaching the knees in towards the ground. Maybe you rock a little bit here. When you're ready, we'll grab onto the legs and rock ourselves back all the way onto our backs. Or you could slowly make your way all the way down, whatever's best for you and your body here. So if you would like to rock, you could just grab onto the legs as you slowly roll. Massaging out the spine as you do this. Taking as many rocks as you need to. And then once you're ready there, we'll pause up at the top here, coming into the center of your mat or on front edge, whatever feels best for you. We're just going to take a moment here to check in with the grounding of our sit bones in towards the mat. Lifting the chest towards the sky. Maybe we slightly take the chin up towards the sky, crown reaches high. Feeling this energetic lift coming in from the base of the spine as it travels up the spine here. A grounding through the legs. Go ahead and open your eyes here as we take the soles of the feet in towards the mat. We're going to bend the knees and have the arms grab around the backs of the legs here. Really looping the shoulders down the back side of our body. We're going to check in with our core. We can take both knees up at the same time, or both feet up at the same time, or the knees and the feet up one at a time, whatever feels best for you today. If you'd like to rock back like this, challenging yourself here. Once you find this strong, energetic lift coming in from the sit bones here, from the tailbone, if it feels nice and you're ready for the extra challenge, you can release the hands here. Really drawing the navel in towards the spine, lifting this chest towards the sky and reaching the crown high here. You can use the feet and the legs to press in towards one another here, continuing to work into the core. One more inhale here. And then as you exhale, grab onto the back of the right leg as we extend the left leg here. Wonderful. Exhale, we switch. Inhaling, exhaling and switching. Really finding the strong lift through the spine, through the tailbone, drawing the navel up and in. Imagine reaching the chest high. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and try twice more on each leg here. If you want an extra challenge, you don't even have to hold on to the legs here. Wonderful job. All right, and then once you reach that last one, go ahead and grab the back of the legs. Let's hold it for one more full breath cycle. Exhaling, releasing everything down here. Wonderful. So if your hips feel nice and tight right here, we can just stay right here. We'll walk the fingertips forward here, hinging at the hips. So we're not rounding through the spine, but we're gonna start to reach out like this. So we're working in towards the glutes and the sides of the legs here. Just like this as we extend forward. If you have a little bit extra room in the hips, you can take the left knee over the right here, coming into cow legs. Maybe you grab onto the soles of the feet here, or the calves, whatever feels good, and then you extend here. Inhaling, breathing in, feeling the breath coming in towards the hips here. Wonderful. As you exhale, we'll rise all the way back up and we'll switch legs. So whatever's on top, go ahead and move it over towards the bottom. Really working into the hips here. We just did a lot of core work and hip work with that ab movement. remembering to bend from the hips instead of the spine. Reaching those shoulder blades together behind you can be a helpful reminder to keep the spine long. Go ahead and gently rise all the way back up here. Nice and long through the spine. As we untuck the legs here, we'll come towards the center of our mats, bringing the soles of the feet in towards the mat this time, and we're just going to slowly walk ourselves all the way down here. Bringing the back all the way in towards the mat here. Keeping the feet and the soles of the feet on the mat, the knees bent. Go ahead and draw the heels as close as you can up and in towards the glutes. So walking those feet as close as you can towards your body. The fingertips are going to come in to the sides of your body. They can stay on the mat or gently or slightly off the mat as you press in through all 10 fingertips here. Go ahead and lift the chest and pull the shoulder blades together behind you. As we inhale, we're going to tuck the hips up towards the sky, feeling that nice little, the low back flush in towards the mat. And then we're going to slowly pull one vertebrae at a time off the yoga mat here as we reach the hips up towards the sky. Coming into our hip bridge. Stretching and strengthening through the hips, the glutes, the abdominal wall. Inhaling at the top and exhaling, we'll roll down one vertebrae at a time, starting from the upper back and slowly releasing as we draw the navel and the rib cage in towards the spine. Noticing the slow rotation down. Release. Let's try that again. Inhaling, we tuck the hips towards the sky. Noticing how the low back is now flush towards the mat. And then we peel one vertebrae at a time all the way up till the hips are nice and high towards the sky. Continue reaching the chest and the chin up towards the sky and grounding in with the soles of the feet as we press and lift higher through the hips. And then we'll gently roll down again, one vertebrae at a time. Drawing the low rib cage and the navel in towards the spine. Slow rotation all the way down. Let's try that one more time. Inhaling, we tuck the hips towards the sky and then slowly roll all the way up. Keeping the abdominal wall tight and strong. If you're ready for it, we can interlace the fingertips behind us here, taking them underneath our glutes. Noticing how this stretches our chest closer towards the sky. Continue reaching the fingers down towards the toes, lifting. One more full breath cycle as we inhale and exhale. Slowly releasing the fingertips, placing them back in towards the mat as we slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time, all the way down, keeping the abdominal wall engaged. Really noticing each muscle being activated here. Each muscle being released as we gently place it back down in towards the mat. Wonderful. Go ahead and draw the knees together and pull the calves and the shins parallel towards the sky here. Tucking the hips under you so that the low back is nice and flush towards the ground, drawing that navel in towards the spine. We're going to take the fingertips towards the sky here. The fingers are going to reach right above the shoulders up towards the sky. This is going to be called the dead bug. The knees and the feet are going to stay where they're at. You can use the legs to press in towards one another here, noticing how that activates the core even deeper. And then we're just going to move the arms here forward and backward, moving like a dead little bug. Perfect. So the faster you move the arms, the quicker or more strength you're bringing in towards the abdominal wall, because the more stable you have to make the body. Remembering to breathe here. Keeping the low back nice and flushed, engaging the abdominal wall, drawing the navel and rib cage in towards the spine. Let's try one more full breath cycle. As you exhale, we can bring the palms back in towards the mat, reaching the legs up nice and tall here, the feet towards the sky, soles of the feet high. Keeping that low back in towards the mat here, pointing and flexing through the toes, feeling the blood rushing out of the toes, the feet, the ankles. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to slowly release the legs and the feet all the way down in towards the mat, keeping the low back flush towards the mat. Once you feel the low back begin to rise, go ahead and release the feet down. No more straight legs here. Wonderful. Once you find the feet, the legs all the way in towards the mat here, we'll take a full breath cycle, just checking in with our breath. Once again, noticing if we've picked up pace, if the heaviness or lightness is in our breath. Allow the awareness to come towards the left and the right sides of the brain and the body. The feet feel even, the ankles and the shins, the knees, the left and right core. The arms, shoulders. Go ahead and draw the feet together here. Bring the arms up over your head as the backs of the palms are going to stay on the mat here. So the arms are still on the ground, they're just above our heads here. I'm going to start to straighten out through those arms if you're able to. The feet and the legs are fully together here. Stretching through the whole body, a nice full body stretch, reaching the fingers high and the feet towards the front wall. separating the rib cage from the hips, creating space in the torso. And on the next inhale, we're going to walk the feet over towards the left edge of the mat here. So walk the toes and the feet towards that left corner, keeping them together once you get towards the left corner. So we're starting to come into this half moon shape of the legs. The feet and the legs can stay flat and flush in towards the mat here. Wonderful. And then you're going to pick the shoulders and the head up as we walk the hands and the shoulders over towards the left corner, upper corner here. So the hips are the only things that are staying right where they're at. We're just moving the upper and lower limbs over towards the left side of the mat here. The gaze can stay straight up towards the sky. And then imagine reaching beyond the fingertips here, beyond the toes. Feeling this deep stretch coming in through the right side body. Trying to keep both shoulders flushed in towards the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. If this feels nice but you still need an even deeper side body stretch, you could just walk the feet or the hands out a little bit more towards the left side here. So creating that bigger shape. Inhaling. And as you exhale, we'll slowly walk the hands, the upper body back into the center of the mat, followed by the feet and the legs. Before we move over towards the right side, let's take note of how the left and right side are feeling different right now. One side is stretched, the other is not. Then start to reach nice and high with the fingertips above the head towards that back wall. As we take the toes and the feet over towards the right corner. Walking out until you feel that nice stretch coming up through the glutes and the side body. And then we'll begin to walk the upper body over towards the right corner, picking up the head and the shoulders as you move, coming into this nice half moon shape. Imagine reaching beyond the fingertips and beyond the toes, keeping this energy reaching, helping to create space in the side body. Both shoulders and hips still rooted in towards the mat. Inhaling and exhaling. The next inhale, go ahead and slowly start to walk the upper body back in through to center here, followed by the feet and the legs. Then allow the hands to come all the way back down the sides of the body. See if you could drag the hands down, keeping the forearms on the mat here, or on the ground, on the earth. Tucking the shoulder blades together underneath you. We'll inhale here. And exhale. We'll take one more full Body stretch as we extend the arms wide, coming into T pose with the arms. Pulling the soles of the feet up towards the body, placing them in towards the mat here. Tucking the hips under so the low back is nice and flush. We're going to keep the upper body and the feet where they are, lifting the hips and taking them to the left edge of the mat as the knees fall over towards the right edge. The gaze can stay towards the sky or look past the left fingertips, keeping both shoulders rooted down and in towards the mat. With each exhale, allowing the knees and the legs to come closer towards the earth. Imagine your body beginning to melt like butter, nice and slowly. Go ahead and imagine about 1/4 a stick of butter melting in a pot here on low heat. As you can still see this nice shape of the butter, the pan begins to fill. The edges become softer. Imagine your body melting in like butter here as your edges become softer. The heaviness seeps in towards the pan or in towards the earth. Exhale, drawing the navel towards the spine. We'll pull the knees back up towards the sky. Hips back in through the center. Evening back out here, realigning ourselves. And when you're ready, we'll pick the hips up, placing them on the right edge as the knees fall over towards the left. Gaze can stay towards the sky or past the right fingertips here. We feel this nice big stretch coming through the torso, the chest, the neck, the back body, the glutes, the quad, side of the leg. Remembering to breathe in to the areas that need it most. When we concentrate on breathing into the areas, more breath flows here. Imagining that butter is still melting here, the edges are now rounded, no more sharp corners. No more sharp corners from the knife cuts, but instead they're nice and rounded. The edges have rounded to them. That 1/4 stick of butter is now even smaller as the pan is filling with more liquid here. Gently draw the navel towards the spine as you pull the knees back up towards the earth. Hips back into the center. Walking the feet as wide as the yoga mat here. We're going to make our way down into Shavasana here nice and slowly as we rock the knees from left to right, massaging out the glutes. Letting the feet come closer towards the edge of the mat with each drop down. Moving as slowly as you need to here so that you really feel out the muscles that need extra breath, need extra stretch, need extra attention. You've made it all the way down towards the edge of the mat here. Allow the feet to come as wide as the yoga mat. The toes to splay open here as we come all the way down into Shavasana. Let's take the palms in closer towards our bodies here. Palms facing up or down in towards the earth, whatever feels right in your practice tonight. Closing the eyes. And allowing this image of butter to continue in your mind as you feel the heat washing over your body. Now the butter is only a small ball as your body is close to almost fully melted in towards the earth. Slowly making our way there. As the butter melts, we release the body, one limb at a time, one muscle at a time. Relaxing the skin of the face, parting the lips here to help release the jaw. Feel the tension in between the eyebrows, release. Skin of the forehead draws closer towards the mat. Allowing your mind to rest and focus on the body. Allow today's nutrients to wash over you. Feel the nutrients of today's practice seep in with the butter. As this butter is now fully melted in towards the pan, your bodies are melted in towards the earth, making it easier for this liquid of our bodies, the liquid of the butter, to fully combine with the nutrients and oxygen of today's practice. As you let this image circle through your mind, play a big visual role in your practice tonight. Allow your breathing to come to a normal breath pace. conscious mind to focus back on my voice. As you begin to ball the fist here slightly, gently. And releasing. Again, balling the fist gently, encouraging the blood to come back, full motion, just like hardening the butter, nice and slowly. Begin to rock the feet from left to right, feeling how that moves the legs, starting from the hips, this full rotation of the legs. Breathe life back into the muscles, movement back into the body, structure back into the limbs. When you're ready, we'll pull the fingertips together at the heart center. As we inhale, we breathe in this new encouraging practice today. This practice of movement and breath. This practice of awareness of left and right hemispheres. Let's draw the thumbs towards the third eye, the area between our eyebrows here. Gently pressing the thumbs into this space. Acknowledging your inner teacher. As we pause here to acknowledge our inner teacher, we realize that with each practice, we've come to create it to be more and more of our own. We branch out and we experience, experiment a little bit more with each practice. Just by listening to our third eye, our inner teacher, and what our body is asking for that day. Drawing the thumbs to the lips. As we acknowledge what it feels like to listen to our own teacher, to our own minds, we know how good this feels in our own bodies. May we encourage to speak to others with the same love and kindness that we speak and give to ourselves. When we do this, we notice that we get the same love and affection back towards us. Drawing the thumbs back down towards the heart center. May you feel alive and confident in your own body today. May you feel length, not only in your physical body, but in both the left and right hemispheres of the brain as well. As we work to create space today in the nose canals, with our alternate breathing. We also created space in the hemispheres of our brain. You could think of it as extra length for new perspectives, for new teachings, for new creative thought, for new love. Thank you for coming to practice tonight and sharing your time and your energy with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.